it is varying. Okay, ma. So we are going, whatever we have completed till yesterday's class, we have forwarded all the PPTs to our group mail ID. Okay, you can check in the Google Classroom. Okay, so we are going to discuss a new topic today. Okay, you know the speed control methods of a DC motor. Okay, so in your laboratory also, in your machines laboratory, you might have done the speed armature speed control method and field speed control method. You might have done the experiment of armature and field speed control methods. Those speed control methods, in the theory of those speed control methods, you have already learned in your ET subject. Okay, so same concept here also we are going to learn, but we are going to determine the transfer function here. Okay, same concept, nothing new here. So you already know this concept, you people. Okay, but I am going to repeat the same concept. Okay, so we know okay of the armature controlled DC motor. So I'm taking a pen here. We know speed. Okay, so we know speed N is proportional to the armature voltage, directly proportional. Okay, it is directly proportional to the armature voltage, and speed is inversely proportional to the flux. Okay, speed of a DC motor is directly proportional to the armature voltage, and it is inversely proportional to the flux in the field winding. Okay, okay, so whenever I want the this DC motor to run at the desired speed, okay, I want it to run at the desired speed. If I want to go for the armature speed control method, okay, what I will do is I will vary the armature voltage. So if you observe, armature voltage is directly proportional to speed. Means if I vary the armature voltage, speed will also vary. Means if I increase the armature voltage, speed will also increase. Okay, if I decrease the armature voltage, speed will also decrease because it is directly proportional. Okay, so whenever I want to use armature speed control method to control the speed of the DC motor, I will simply what I will do, I will vary the armature voltage so that desired speed is obtained. Okay, so this speed control method is a electromechanical control method. It is an electromechanical control method. Means here, so in order to vary the armature voltage, of course, you have to connect some rheostat. That's what you will be doing, isn't it? You will connect a rheostat and you will vary the rheostat. So the voltage will also vary. Okay. So you might be remembering. You can recall the experiment that you have done in the laboratory. Okay. So it is an electromechanical control system. Why? Because here the speed of the motor is varying. Okay, so the motor whose speed is varying, it will be having a shaft. So if you see this figure, okay, if you see this, sorry, wait. So if you see this figure, you can see the armature here. Okay, you can see the armature of the motor here. Okay, you can see this is the armature. 1 minute. Okay, this is the armature of the motor and it is connected to the load with the help of a shaft here. Okay, it is connected to the load with the help of a shaft here. So as the armature speed varies, automatically the speed of the load will also vary. Okay, speed of the load will also vary. Okay, so armature will have some losses will be there. Okay, some voltage drops will be there in the armature due to the armature resistance and due to armature inductance. Okay, some voltage drops will be there because of this internal resistance and inductance here. Okay. Okay. So it is an electromechanical speed control system. Why? Because it is connected to some mechanical load here. Okay. That is the reason. So, okay. So, so this electrical system consists of actually both armature and field circuit, isn't it? Electrical system of the motor, it consists of motor machine consists of an armature and a field circuit. Okay. So, but here, since we are going to consider armature speed control method, so for analysis purpose, I will consider only the armature circuit. Okay. Why? Because the field is excited by the constant voltage. Why? Because here the field is excited by the constant voltage. Okay, that's why here I will consider only the armature circuit for the analysis purpose. Okay, let us go to the next slide. Okay, so here mechanical system. This is our mechanical system. Mechanical system, it consists of rotating part of the motor. Okay, and the load. The rotating part means what? This shaft. Okay, this is the shaft, isn't it? This shaft. Okay. And shaft and load. This is the load. Okay. So the armature control. This is the supply given to the armature. VA, armature voltage. Okay. So this is the field voltage. Okay. So here this is field voltage is kept constant. We are not varying the field voltage here. We are keeping it constant. Okay. So you will simply vary the armature voltage in order to vary the speed of the motor. As the armature voltage varies, speed of the motor will vary here. Okay. So this is the field winding circuit. This is the armature circuit. Okay. Now, so you know all this notation: armature resistance, armature inductance, armature current, armature voltage, back EMF is induced in the motor, torque constant. Okay. Torque developed by the motor, angular displacement of the shaft. You know. Okay. So load will have its own mass. I am erasing the ink marks. Okay. So load. This is the load, isn't it? So load will have its own mass. Okay, so moment of inertia, rotational moment of inertia. Okay, so mechanical. Okay, rotational system. We have already discussed mechanical rotational system. So it will have its own mass. Okay, moment of inertia, and there will be friction with respect to the shaft here. Okay, shaft is connected to the load, so definitely there will be friction. So B represents the friction. J represents the moment of inertia. Okay. So you must so the moment of inertia of the motor and the load. Of course, in the motor also it is center of mass. Okay. M. Okay. So here we are considering rotation, therefore J. Okay. B is the frictional coefficient of motor and load. Okay. So Kb is the back EMF constant. Okay. So let us see the equivalent circuit of the armature. Okay. So armature will have its own internal resistance, inductance, and back EMF is induced in the armature, and the voltage across the motor, armature voltage that is applied across the motor is VA. Okay. So this is the equivalent circuit of the armature of the DC motor. Okay. So now when you can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. Let us assume current of IA is flowing in this circuit. Okay, current of IA is flowing in this circuit. So when you apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, okay, so whatever voltage drops are there in this circuit, okay, will be equal to the voltage applied. What are the voltage drops? IA, okay, LA into DIA by dt plus back EMF induced in the motor is equal to VM. Okay, VA is the armature voltage. Okay. Now, This let us consider this as equation number 1. Now let us consider the torque of the DC motor. Okay, the torque of the DC motor, it is directly proportional to the flux and current. Means it is proportional to the product of the flux and the armature current here. Okay, now since the flux is constant, okay, so since the flux is constant, you are not varying the field voltage. Okay, here if you observe, the field voltage is, sorry, here field voltage is kept constant, so field current is constant. When field current is constant, the flux induced in the field winding will also be, it will be, it also will be constant. Okay, the flux induced in the field winding will also remain constant because the current flowing field winding is constant. Current field winding constant. Why? Because the voltage of the field winding is constant. Okay, so the flux is constant here. Since the flux is constant, okay, so what will happen? The torque will be, okay, you can't see. Okay, I will write here. Torque will be proportional to the current. Okay, actually here we are considering armature current. So I should write IA. So it is difficult for me to write this cursor IA. That's why I didn't write. So torque is proportional to the armature current. If you remove the proportionality, you just replace it by some constant, torque constant. Okay. Now, so the mechanical system of the motor you can represent it by J and moment of inertia and the friction. Okay, so the torque applied, let us assume T. Okay, the torque that is induced, we can say, instead of applied we can use the word torque is induced. Okay, is, let us assume it as T, and the angular displacement, let us assume it. Okay, so now this is our mechanical rotational system. Okay, so when a mechanical rotational system is given, you know how to write the differential equation. Okay, how to represent it using the differential equation, you know. Okay, so J is proportional to the not there, actually it is proportional to the acceleration, and B is proportional to the velocity. Okay, so what is J? J is equal to, or Tj. Okay, you can write Tj, T, torque induced due to the moment of inertia. T is equal to what? J into d square theta by d t square. Okay. Similarly, torque due to the friction. Okay, in the motor and the load, we can say torque due to the friction will be equal to B into theta by d torque due to friction. This is the torque due to friction. This is the due to the moment of inertia. So now, so we know these two torques will oppose the applied torque. Okay, so this summation of the opposing torques is equal to the applied torque according to Newton's second law. Okay. So consider this as equation number 3. This torque as equation number 2. Okay. Now, whatever back EMF that is induced in the motor, okay, back EMF induced with the motor, it will be always proportional to the angular velocity. Okay, the back EMF induced in the motor is proportional to the angular velocity of the shaft. Okay, or we can say proportional to the speed of the shaft. Okay, so angular velocity can be represented by d theta by d. Okay, so if you remove the proportionality, you replace it by some constant kb. Okay, I've got 4 equations. Okay, differential equations. Okay, so all these 4 differential equations govern the armature. the speed control system. Okay, all these four equations are the arm control DC motor speed control system. Okay, now for all these four equations can be represented in terms of Laplace. Okay, let's see how they are represented in the Laplace. If you want, I can write the Laplace equation at here itself. So this is my equation number 1. So what is the Laplace? Okay, so it may take more time. Okay, leave it. So if you observe, this is our equation number 1. IA into A plus LA DIA by dt plus EB equal to VA. So in Laplace form, IA you can write as IA of S, which you already know. RA, Laplace of RA is nothing but LA is a constant. Okay, so this is d. Okay, d by dt of IA. Okay, so whatever it is, so you can write as S into I of S. Laplace of E is EBS, VA is VAS. Okay. Similarly, Laplace of the torque is equal to KT into IA. IA can be written as IAS. Okay. Similarly, Laplace of the mechanical rotational system, that is J into S square theta S plus BAS theta S equal to TS. Similarly, Laplace of the back EMF equation. Equation number 6 and 7. If you observe the equations, these two are torque. So you can use 7. If you equate equation number 6 and 7, you will get this equation. Okay. Simply equate it, you will get this equation. Okay. So you just further simplify to determine IA of S. Okay. Simplify this equation further, IA of S, you will get this equation of theta. Okay. So already okay. So already equation number 5, if you observe, and this IS is there here, and here IA of S is there, here also IA of S is there. You take IA of S common, and you will get RA plus, you will get RA plus LA S into IA of S. Substitute IA of S there. Okay. So I didn't, this is my, okay, I have rewritten this equation here. I have taken IA of S common. Okay. And I have rewritten that equation as equation number 10. Okay. Okay. So what are my equations 8, 9, and 9? IA of S is there. So EB of S and IA of S are replaced here. Okay. And you will get some equation like this. Okay. So if you observe here, if you take theta of S common, okay, if you take theta of S common, and on the right hand side VA of S is there, so you need the, actually you have to determine the transfer function. So theta of S by VA of S, okay, is nothing but our transfer function. So you have got the transfer function. Okay, I hope you have understood. Okay. So actually, you know all these equations. So first, you have to draw the equivalent circuit of the armature. From that, you have to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, and you have to write down this differential equation. You can write this differential equation, and you know torque is directly proportional to the armature current. So and you press the proportionality with a constant. Okay. Next, you consider mechanical system in this machine. Okay. Okay. Consider moment of inertia and friction. Write down the differential equation for this mechanical rotational system. After that, consider the back EMF, which is proportional to the speed of the shaft. Okay. Okay. So remove the proportionality by some constant. You will get 4 differential equations. And you know for the given differential equations how to write down the Laplace transformation equations. We have solved many problems. Okay, on that. Okay. Later on, after writing the Laplace equations, you consider the torque equations, you will get two torque equations. Okay, just equate them and determine the armature current in Laplace form in terms of the angular displacement. Okay, now consider equation number 5. You further simplify it. You just take common IA of S in this equation number 5. IA of S you have taken common. Okay, you will get like this. And substitute, you consider it as some equation 10. Substitute equation 8 and 9. 8 is the back EMF, 9 is the, what is it? 9 is the armature current. Okay, so substitute them. You will get some equation. Take theta of S common. If you take theta of S common, you will get equation like this. Okay, so take the ratio of theta of S by VA of S. Theta of S is the output and VA of S is the input. Okay, so that ratio will give us the transfer function of the system. Okay, so further you can simplify this equation. See, I have simplified it. Okay, simply I have expanded this equation. If you see these two products, okay, this into this product into this product. Okay, these two products can be multiplied. Okay, you just simply multiply, you will get this equation. After multiplication, you will get this equation. After that, write down this equation in form of in terms of s square plus s plus some constant. Okay, you just write like that. Okay, so here all the equations have s. Okay, s domain is there, so I taken s as s common. Okay, and remaining terms, for the remaining terms whichever are left over, those terms I have written in terms of s square plus s plus some constant. Okay, so and further I have simplified it. Okay, I have taken out JLA. Okay, JLA, and I have sent it to the numerator. I will get equation like this. Okay, so so after you, if you want, you can do it. Otherwise, you can leave it. It doesn't matter. Okay. So you need not further simplify. Once you determine the transfer function, it is more than sufficient. Okay. You need not further simplify. No need. Okay. If you want, you can simplify. I have simplified it further. That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm teaching this. Okay. That's why I'm telling you to do so and so and so and so. Okay. So there is no need to do all this. Okay. Once you determine the transfer function, it is more than sufficient. I have further simplified in order to replace them by some constants. Okay, that is the reason. That is it. Okay, so I am considering here T as the time constant. T is equal to J. So in equation you first and J T. Have, okay, so I have rewritten it. Okay, I have rewritten this equation again here, same equation I have written here, and I have rearranged the terms. Okay, rearranged the terms, and I have replaced them by the electrical constant. See, mechanical time constant and electrical time constant. Okay, so this is an additional solution. Okay. So if you want, you can do this solution or you can leave it. It doesn't matter. Sim wanted to further simplify and I want to replace them with some constant. That's why I have done all this. Okay. Till now, if anybody has any doubt, you can unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, I'll proceed. Okay. So actually, all these things, on the additional thing that we have done is we have determined the transfer function. Okay, so let's determine the transfer function by field control method of DC motor. So we have just in the armature speed control method. Okay, here we are going to see the field control method. Okay, so in this case, field voltage, actually in the previous case we have kept this field voltage constant, but here we want to vary this flux. In order to control it, we want to vary the flux. So if I want to vary the flux, I must vary the field current. If I want to vary the field current, I must vary the field voltage. Okay. So We know the flux is directly proportional to what? Field current. Flux is directly proportional to the field current. So if field current is varied, automatically the flux will also vary. Okay. So this speed control method is also electromechanical method of speed control. Okay. So it is also electromechanical method. Okay, it is also electromechanical method of speed control. Okay, so in this case also, armature and field circuit we will consider armature and field circuit, but for analysis purpose, what we are going to do is, for analysis purpose, what we are going to do is, we are going to vary the field current, okay, keeping the armature voltage constant. So in this case, we are going to vary the field current, keeping the armature voltage constant. Okay. So if you observe here, I have written the armature is excited by a constant voltage. Armature is excited by a constant voltage. Okay. So, so of course the mechanical system, it consists of the rotating parts. A load is connected to the shaft of the motor. Okay. So if you see here, so sorry. Okay. So I have just copied and pasted here. Okay. 1 second. The circuit, just now we have seen this circuit. Okay. So what I have to do is, I have to do this. Okay. So whenever same terms are repeated, what I do is I simply copy and paste it, and this sort of silly things I neglect. Okay. So here we are going to keep the armature voltage constant, and we are going to vary the field current. Okay. So if you observe the axle of the motor, of course, it is connected to this shaft. Okay. It is connected to the shaft. Okay. Now, you know all these terms, okay? You know the field resistance RF, field reluctance, current IF, field voltage VF, followed by the motor. Let us consider KTF is the torque constant of inertia of the motor. Movement of inertia of the motor and the load, movement of inertia of the motor, frictional coefficient of motor and load. Okay. In the text it is rotor, not motor. Actually it should be motor. So you know all these terms. So let us see. So this is the equivalent circuit of the field winding. Okay. So it will have resistance and inductance. Okay. Field resistance and field inductance. Okay. So the drop across the resistance can consider it as IF, RF, and across the inductor LF d by dt. Okay. So what is the applied voltage across the field winding? It is VF. Okay. So applying Kirchhoff's voltage law, okay, we can write a differential equation for this circuit. Okay. So the voltage drops equal to the applied voltage. Voltage drops are equal to the applied voltage. So RFIF is the voltage drop plus LF by dt is the voltage drop. So here two voltage drops are there. So algebraic sum of the drops is equal to the applied voltage. Okay. We know torque. We know torque is proportional to the flux and armature, which we have just now discussed. Flux and armature current. Okay. Flux and armature current. Okay. Here the armature voltage is constant. That's why armature current is also constant. So torque will be proportional to flux here. Torque is directly proportional to flux here. Okay. Flux is proportional to what? Flux is proportional to field current. Okay. It's proportional to the flux and flux is proportional to the field current. Okay. So as the field current varies, flux will vary. Flux is directly proportional to the field current. So I can, instead of flux, I can write IF. Okay. So if you observe here, instead of flux, I have written IF. Why? Because flux is directly proportional to IF. So instead of, it is proportional to IF. So instead of flux, I can write IF. Torque directly proportional to the flux. Okay, replace flux by proportionality by some constant KTF. Okay, so mechanical system. This is our mechanical rotational system. Okay, so this is our moment of inertia. This is the coefficient of friction. So okay, you can represent this mechanical system in terms of the opposing torques and the applied torque. So here let us assume the applied torque is T. The angular displacement due to the moment of the shaft is theta. Okay, so the opposing torques are J and B. Okay, so this is our equation. Okay, so here back EMF is not in this because it is not the armature. So you will get only 3 equations here. Okay, so these are the 3 differential equations which govern the field winding of the DC motor. Okay, so if you take the Laplace transform of these 3 equations, take the Laplace transform of these 3 equations, you will get this. Okay, so RF IFFS, okay, plus LFS IF of S equal to VF of S. Okay, TS equal to KTF IF of S, JS square theta plus BS theta S equal to TS. Okay, so these are the 3 equations. If you observe equation number 5 and 6, you can equate these 2 equations. Okay, so if you equate these 2 equations, you will get KTF IF of S is equal to JS square theta S plus BS theta of S. Okay, in this determine IF of S. Okay, using this equation, determine IF of S. So IF of S is equal to this. Okay, so equation number 4. This here you can take you rewrite is taking IF of S common. Here IF of S can be taken common. So IF of S equal to, this is not there. This is it. Okay, I have rewritten this equation number 4 and I am considering that equation as equation number 8. Okay, so equation number 7, you have got some IFS value, substitute in this equation number 8. Okay, you will get this. So now if you observe, this is in terms of theta S equal to theta S of some coefficient equal to VF of S. So you can take the ratio theta S by VF of S. You can further simplify these terms. Okay, you can multiply and whatever division is possible, you do it. You will get this equation, and you can rearrange these terms further like this. Okay, you just rearrange the terms like this and replace them by some constant. Okay, and replace them by some constant. Okay, so let Km is KTF by RF B as motor gain constant. TF is LF by RF is field time constant. TM is J by B is a mechanical time constant. So yeah, I'm considering here 3 constants. Okay, I'm considering 3 constants here. Okay, So it's our wish, okay? So I want to simplify it. I want to rewrite it in a simple form. That's why I have written like this. Okay, I have considered this constant. You just substitute these constants in this above equation. You will get the transfer function. So this is the transfer function of the motor when you consider the field control method for controlling the speed of the motor. Okay, so we have determined the transfer function by field control method and the armature control method. Anybody, if you want to ask anything, you can ask me. Okay, otherwise I will go for the next. No doubt. Okay, so let's go for the next topic, that is analogous system. Okay, so in between electrical system and mechanical system, there exists a fixed analogy. Okay, means some similarity is there. Okay, some similarity is there in between the electrical and mechanical system. Okay, okay. So whatever equilibrium equations or differential equations that you get in electrical and mechanical system, you can equate them. Okay, equations, differential equations, you know how to write the differential equations of electrical system. Okay, how to write the differential equations of mechanical system. Till today we have seen all those equations. Okay, you can equate those equations in some way or the other way. How to equate those equations or the terms in from those equations can be these differential equations can be equated with each other. How they are equated, we will see in this topic, analogous systems. Okay. So if we are able to equate these terms of the differential equations of electrical mechanical system, okay, we can draw an electrical system electrical analogous to the given mechanical system. Or if I'm able to draw a mechanical system which behaves exactly similar as an electrical system, that's known as mechanical analogous of the given electrical system. Okay, that's why I have written here vice versa. Okay, so electrical system can exactly behave as a mechanical system. Mechanical system can exactly behave as electrical system because there exists some similarity between the equilibrium equations. Equilibrium equations are nothing but our differential equations. Okay, let us see the electrical analogous of the mechanical translation system. We have seen a mechanical translation system and mechanical rotational system till now. That is the electrical analogous of the mechanical translational system. Okay, so now electrical system can have two types of inputs. Okay, it can have two types of inputs. They are either voltage source or the current source. There can be one source or more than one source. That's why I have written with that S. Okay, so electrical system can have more than one source, and that too the sources may be voltage sources or current sources. Okay, so there are two types of analogies that we have discussed. Okay, one is force voltage analogy and force current analogy. Why? Because there are two types of sources, but here for mechanical system only force is but force. But for the electrical system, input can be voltage source or current source. That's why we have to discuss two types of analogy: force voltage analogy and force current analogy. Okay, so we'll discuss these two analogies in the next class. Okay, till now, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, I will take a snapshot. red marks or red marks are gone. Then English paper. Okay, answer roll call. Okay. So one thing, Amma, your notes. I don't know. I'm sending you the PPT. Of course, during the class, I don't know you might not be able to write down each and every point, copy down each and every point, but I'm forwarding the PPT to you at least 2 days, maybe once in 2 days or 3 days. Okay, you people write down the notes because I don't know soon college may restart. Okay, so if the college has started, you have to come along with your notes and there may be verification of your notes. Okay, so you just update your notebooks daily. Okay, daily basis or at least 2 days once. Okay, go through the PPT. Of course, lecture notes I have already forwarded for each unit. Okay, so you go through the lecture notes and you can write down the notes using that lecture notes also. Otherwise, if you want, you can follow my PPT presentation. Okay, and you can write down the notes. Okay, so answer your roll call. Nobody is asking doubts actually. Huh? So I don't know you are following the class or not. You must ask doubts. Okay. If you have doubts, you can WhatsApp me. Okay. Answer your roll call. C1.
Present, madam.
C2.
Present, ma'am.
C3.
Present, ma'am.
C4.
Present, ma'am.
C5.
Present, ma'am.
C6.
C6, yes, ma'am.
C7.
Present, ma'am.
C8.
Present, ma'am.
C9.
Present, ma'am.
D0.
Yes, madam.
D1.
Present, madam.
D2.
Present, ma'am.
D3.
Present, ma'am.
D4.
Present, ma'am.
D5.
Present, ma'am.
D6.
Present, ma'am.
D7. D7 amma absent. D8. D8 absent.
Ma'am, D8 present, ma'am.
D9 present amma.
Present.
D9 present. D8 amma I didn't see him. Why? What
Ma'am,
happened?
D8 is wrong with the mic, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. E0.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. E1.
Present, ma'am.
E2.
Present, ma'am.
E3. E4.
Present, ma'am.
E5.
Present, ma'am.
E6.
Present, ma'am.
E7.
Present, ma'am.
E8.
Present, madam.
E9.
Present, ma'am.
F0. F0. F0 absent amma. F0 yes ఎక్కడో వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుంది but I can't see you. F0.
Yes, ma'am.
F0 can see you.
F0, yes, ma'am.
If F0 is S, once again tell ma F0.
F0, yes, ma'am.
ఇక్కడ మీ వాయిస్ వినిపిస్తుంది కానీ మీ రోల్ నెంబర్ డిస్ప్లే అవ్వట్లేదు ఇక్కడ. ఓకే, ఎవరైనా మాట్లాడుతూ రావాలి. బట్ ఓకే, F1.
F1 present, ma'am.
F2. F2 అమ్మా. F2 absent. F2 is absent. F3.
Present, ma'am.
F4.
Present, madam.
F5.
Present, ma'am.
F6.
Present, ma'am.
F7.
Present, ma'am.
F8.
Present, madam.
F9.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. G1.
Present, ma'am.
G2.
Present, madam.
G3.
Present, ma'am.
G4.
Present, ma'am.
G5.
Present, ma'am.
G6.
Present, ma'am.
G7.
Present.
G8.
Present, ma'am.
G9.
Present, ma'am.
H0.
Present, ma'am.
H1.
Present, ma'am.
H2. H2 absent. Okay, H2 absent. H3. H3 is absent. H3 is absent. H4.
Present, ma'am.
1 minute, I didn't stop the recording. Huh?